What's going on, guys? This is Miasin and welcome to my shark deck profile. This deck is really freaking fun and very powerful as well. I mean, if you sleep on the fact that you can make multiple multiple toads with Dweller actually, and Stealth Dragon and other stuff, you're going to be in a rough ride when you're going to play against this deck, because it is very dangerous going first, and even going second can play a lot of hand traps. So I'm playing like what, freaking 10 hand traps, and I don't need like multiple cards to play either. So before this video starts, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And of course, if we can get 1,000 likes on this video and or the combo video, I will be making a live stream on this deck. And now let's jump right into it. So I am playing 3 of the level 5 shark monsters. So 3 Abyss Shark and then 3 Crystal Shark. I will explain both of them. So basically, Abyss Shark, if all monsters you control are water monsters, you can summon this card very specifically from the hand, and then your opponent takes like no battle damage from like the battle damage from like a number monster becomes doubled after like for the rest of the turn. That doesn't matter though, because the really important thing is the fact that it special summons itself and then searches your deck for a level 3, 4, or 5 fish monster. And then if it would be used as an Xyz material, you can treat it as a level 4 if it would be used for a number monster. So even though it is a level 5 monster, we don't play any rank 5 Xyz monsters in the extra deck, because it's always going to be making the Stealth Dragon or actually nothing else. So yeah, very good card. It's the starter basically. And now 3 Crystal Sharks. So this card does not search, but the beautiful thing about this card is that it recycles itself back from the graveyard. And even though it would get banished when it leaves the field by that, it doesn't matter, because we're always using it as an Xyz material. So it goes to like the grave and then it recycles back itself back. It's got kind of like an infinite loop. So very broken card. So yeah, 3 of each of these cards. And now 3 Buzzsaw Shark. This is the 1 card combo, as well as the Budan. The princess. I kept making this freaking... Oh my... I'm crazy. I don't know how to pronounce cards. I'm a Yu-Gi Mons player. I can't read and I can't talk. But yeah, 3 princesses and 1 1-for-1. So 7 1-card starters. Very fantastic in a 40-card deck with like double desires and a bunch of extenders. 1 lifeless leaf fish, which is kind of like like a starter, because you can foolish for the Crystal Shark and then at least make the Stealth Dragon pass. It's not too bad. But the graveyard effect is like a Daigusto Emerald, so you shuffle back your resources and then draw 1 card. Very good card. And now 2 Silent Anglers, kind of like a free extender, but with a drawback of not being able to special summon water monsters at all from the hand for the rest of the turn after you summon it. So in other words, it's kind of like a once per turn card, even though it doesn't actually specifically state once per turn, because of the fact that you know, it summons itself from the hand. So yeah, it's not the kind of card that you want to draw in multiples, but not the end of the world if you draw like 2. So if we're playing 3, it becomes a problem, so that's the reason why it's only there at 2. And 2 Xyz Remora, you really want to play 2 of sometimes, because it makes it so if you revive back with White Mirror, you can search a card with the same name from the deck to the hand. So these cards are great extenders to revive back with the White Mirror. And there are actually combos that I showcased with White Mirror, reviving both of them in my combo video. And last but definitely not least, for the shark monsters, quote-unquote, is Shatana, which is not a fish monster, but it's a level 4 water monster that kind of summons itself for free, so that's the reason why it's there. Basically just because it's, yeah, it's free. But we don't play Monk of the Tenyi or like Vishuddha and stuff like that, so this is not really comparable to like Tenyi Sword Soul. It's really just there as like an Xyz material for like Bahamut Shark. But yeah, anyways, for the hand traps, I'm on 3 Ash, 2 Droll, 2 Veiler, 3 Imperm. This is very subjective and very format dependent, so you can actually play board breaking cards instead, like Dark Ruler, Forbidden Droplet, or I don't know, Triple Tactic Talons. The world is your oyster. Oh my... Me and my stupid puns, man. Oyster water... Look, whatever. It's like midnight, okay? Leave me freaking alone. But yeah, a lot of hand traps, so you can do basically what you want with these cards. And yeah, 1 instant fusion and then triple ready fusion, so you can summon your rare fish. And 3 White Mirrors, Monster Reborn, and Reinforcement of the Army. We'll take that any day of the week. It definitely has to be played as a 3 of. Double Desires, because you're playing like 3 of pretty much every single card. The only bad thing about Desires is that sometimes you can draw like... You can banish 1 of each of these cards, and then your White Mirror, even if it revives back 1, you can't search a monster with the same name, but it's a risk that you're gonna have to take, because a Pot of Greed is still really worth playing. Now, you can definitely argue that Pot of Prosperity is very nice in this deck as well, and I actually agree, just that banishing 6 cards looks expensive, because... you will often go, like, summon so many monsters from your extra deck, like, turn 1, like, go into, like, multiple Bahamut Sharks, multiple Toads and stuff like that. So, it is not necessarily the kind of thing that you really want to do, unless you can actually cut the Ready Fusion and Instant Fusion, and not really have to care about the Rare Fish. So that you can banish, I don't know, like these two monsters and then the Zeus or whatever, and then 1 or 2 stealth Kraken Spawn, the Utopic Draco Future, whatever. But yeah, Pot of Prosperity could also make sense. And yeah, 1 Call by the Grave for slightly obvious reasons. I think the card is pretty much always good in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's that kind of card that it really is becoming a staple because, well, I mean, it has always been a staple, but there has been formats where you weren't really necessarily forced to play the card because some people weren't even playing hand traps. They were only playing board-breaking cards. But now, even if people are playing board-breaking cards, they're typically also playing hand traps as well. And even without considering the hand trap aspect, this card is still very nice going second. And if we're moving in a format with like tier elements and stuff like that, this card could be very nice at banishing the tier elements so they don't fuse. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. 40 cards, always the perfect numbers for the perfect number for a deck that is very streamlined and simple like Shark. And for the extra deck, I'm on 2 Rare Fish, 1 Zeus, triple Bahamut Shark, 1 Stealth Kraken, double Kraken Spawn, because sometimes your Stealth Kraken has 2 materials, it dies, and then it summons 2 Stealth Kraken Spawn from the graveyard, 1 Abyss Dweller, triple Toad, 1 Draco Future, and 1 Utopic Future. Sometimes you don't even want to go for Utopic Draco Future because Utopic Future has an effect that this card doesn't have, so it could actually come up, but for the most part, it doesn't really. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, you can also play Silent Honor Arc as well, which is in my DS section. Could really be a nice call because it is a number monster, so that you can easily summon it with these level 5 Shark monsters. And it's pretty nice against decks like Sky Striker because if you absorb the Shizuku, the array doesn't come back from the grave because you never technically outed, like, you never made the Shizuku leave the field, if that makes any sense. So yeah, Silent Honor Arc definitely outs a lot of annoying things. And for the other cards in my DS section, I mean, Gamma could be there, but with Desires, it doesn't make that much sense. Aqua Spirit is a pretty decent extender, but it's not the best one. I think Shatana is usually better. Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth is a very interesting card. So it's a level 7 monster. You can't really normal summon it or tribute summon it efficiently. So usually you will special summon it from the hand with a Link 2 monster like Abyss Keeper or something like that. I forgot the name, but it's a Link 2 water that allows you to summon a fish monster from the hand. And it reads, once per turn you can discard 1 card, special summon as many level 4 lower fish monster as possible from your deck, but they cannot declare an attack and their effects are negated. And has another neat effect that allows you to protect your, I think, this card from being targeted by your opponent's card effect by tributing another fish monster. Not too bad, it allows you to make like double Bahamut Shark, double Toad, but it's kind of like a win more because if you get to summon this card, you're already in a very good position. Anyways, I don't know why Omega is there. Tornado Dragon, a little hard to summon because you're very often going to be locked under like water monsters or stuff like that. And then another Stealth Dragon, but the extra deck space is very, very tight. And that's, again, the reason why I didn't really want to go with Pot of Prosperity. Marince's Coral Anemone, an Anemone. I actually learned how to correctly pronounce this card thanks to comments in my videos. So this card is also an interesting card, but it's not super relevant because it is a Link monster again, so same problem. Sometimes your cards actually lock you under only summoning Xyz monsters. For example, the Buzzsaw Shark, it has that drawback. And now whatever other cards that don't really make any sense, like Phoenix. And now Fury of Karyushin with Torrential Tribute is a tag that people have tried in water decks. I know because this card has a graveyard effect that allows you to protect all of your water monsters from being destroyed by card effects, including your own. So if you Torrential Tribute, it only destroys like your opponent's monsters if you have this in the grave. So it's not too bad. It's kind of like a Salamangreat Phalanx, but it's not like that worth it, honestly. I really don't think you need to play this. Now, Ice Dragon's Prison and Solemn Strike are also very random, so I don't even know why I have these guys. Sometimes I'm just dumb. But the one card I really do recommend looking into would be Gozen Match. Each player can only control 1 attribute of monsters, so send all other face-up monsters they control to the grave. Now, this card overall is usually very good, but in a deck like Shark, where you can control the attributes on the field with something like Stealth Kraken, it's even more oppressive. This is very reminiscent to like the Rivalry plus Zombie World combo in the zombie deck, because a lot of decks don't really play a lot of water monsters. So if you have Stealth Kraken and Gozen Match, your opponent only controls water monsters, and he can only keep summoning water monsters from the hand and the field. Hand and graveyard or deck, whatever. So it becomes a little harder for everyone to play, especially the top tier combo decks. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about this deck in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.